Hi, Derry, Grace, Grammy and Grandpa here to wish you a very, very happy 21st birthday. I know this is a birthday that you have been looking forward to immensely now that you become of legal age. So we hope you're enjoying yourself today, and Grandpa is here to say happy birthday, and I have prepared a slideshow, a little bit of highlights, a few highlights of your life, which are among my favorite pictures of you, but there are way too many for me to have put in here, but I can't wait to show them all to you.
Happy birthday, Derry. I hope you're having a great day. 2 decades. I hope you learned something. I know that we had a conversation the other day and you sounded like you were getting smarter. So that's good. I can see these photos up here. Boy, it's going to take a while. Hope you got time today, Derry. I love you.
Okay. All right, so Grandpa will exit the exit the video here, and I will carry on for both of us, okay?
See you later, Derry.
So, birthday girl, you came into the world many years ago, 21 to be exact, and your Grammy and Grandpa were so thrilled to welcome you into the world. This first picture was taken by your Uncle Christopher with a little halo around your head, and for all of your 21 years, Grandpa and I have thought of you as a precious little angel. Now, when I heard your mom was about to go into labor, I jumped in the car and started driving to South Florida. And as I was going across Alligator Alley, and you've heard this story many times, there were the most beautiful pink clouds in the sky. And I thought, oh my goodness gracious, my granddaughter is going to be born tonight under these beautiful pink clouds, and the sight of them just filled me up with joy because I was on the way to the birth of my very first grandchild. So after you were born, here's a picture of Grammy and Grandpa holding you in our arms, and were we happy to welcome you into the world. This next picture of you is a couple months later, and that's in your christening dress, which was exactly the same christening dress that your Grammy wore when she was christened, 80 years ago in Shanghai, China. How Grandpa and I loved having you. We just couldn't wait till your visits to come see us. You were just so incredibly precious to us both, and just absolutely adorable beyond description. Here's a picture a little later on in your life, one of my very favorites. I know it's not one of yours because you didn't like freckles, but I love this picture. I think it is just so precious. You are just so dear and precious to us, Derry. What great memories this picture brings back. This is you trying to teach Grammy how to click your fingers. And we were both doing it in the car, and you were so cute the way you were trying to show me how you had learned finally to do it, and so we both clicked our fingers together. This next picture with Grandpa and your mom is a few months before your baby sister Lily was born. And I get such a kick every time I look at this picture. Grammy snapped this picture right when you first saw Lily. And everybody in our family that's seen this picture loves the expression on your face because you're sort of saying, oh, I'm not sure about this. What's going on here? What is this wiggly little thing in my mother's arms? But anyway, that was your first glimpse of your baby sister. Over the years, you all have become best friends, and Grandpa and I have enjoyed watching you grow up together more than I can ever describe in words. Now here's another favorite picture of mine with Uncle Brett. You were just hugging him to death, but the highest you could get at your young age was up to his knees. But this is definitely a very favorite family photo. Then one year when Uncle Brett was home for Halloween, we got dressed up in Halloween costumes. I can't remember whether we went trick-or-treating, but we had fun being in our costumes for an evening. Now at Christmas time, we did one thing very special, Derry. Your Grammy and you would go and pick out a Christmas ornament every year when you were young. Somewhere along the way, we stopped that tradition. But in recent years, I've been making you needlepoint ornaments so that someday when you have a Christmas tree, you'll have some really, really special ornaments to put on it. But here is one ornament you had just picked out. And I thought it was so much fun every year to go Mary's in downtown Sarasota and see what she had in the way of new ornaments. Here's a very special picture of you with your other grandmother. And this was Christmas Eve one night in our house when your father, mother, and grandmother were reading The Night Before Christmas to you. This is such a sweet picture. And since your grandmother has died, it's even more special, that's for sure. This is a picture taken one year after I had made 2 needlepoint chairs for you and Lily in front of our fireplace. And we had a great time sitting at that table that Grammy and Grandpa bought for you as a present. It's an antique table, and to this day, I guess between you and Lily, whoever has a baby first will get it. We'll have to see about that. Now, this is another special thing that happened in our family. Every year, Grammy would decorate a second tree. And on the left here, Uncle Brett is helping putting that star way up on the top. This is a tree with all kinds of ornaments, mainly nursery rhyme characters and other little items that are for children that adorn this tree every year. And I can't wait till I hand those ornaments over to you someday. Every year at Christmas, we love taking pictures, and here's one of all of us the first Christmas after Lily was born. And in the bottom left is a picture of you and your Uncle Christopher on Christmas Day. Oh, I just love it. I love, love, love having my family together. Of course, you were a character from day one, Derry. You always had the greatest smile on your face. You were up for doing anything. I just thought you were so spirited and so special. And I've said it so many times, I just couldn't believe I could love a little girl as much as I love you. Here's another favorite picture of you trying desperately to make one of your ballet moves in a brand new tutu with wings. There's something about this picture and the expression on your face that Grammy absolutely loves. You were making such a gallant effort to do that position exactly right. And over the years, you had so many costumes, and you loved to dress up, and we loved seeing you in all your different dresses, and many times you just start dancing, just spontaneously dancing, and it was so cute to watch. Well, as you already know, Grammy thinks you're adorable. Here's you and Grandpa on the beach in Florida, where he's tossing you up in the air, having a grand old time. You just had so much fun with your grandpa over the years, and he loves you dearly as well as me. Now, this was absolutely hysterical. One day we were sitting in the living room of our house, and there was your stroller, and in the bottom of that stroller was the clicker for the TV. And for some unknown reason, you had to go after that clicker. And so these are the pictures during that process where you finally ended up completely inside the stroller bag. Anyway, we were all very amused. And these are just precious pictures and a very fun and fond memories we have of that day when you plopped yourself into that stroller. And over the years, my dear Derry, you have always been so athletic. I have taken more pictures of you in action than you can count on both hands and toes. And I mean, you just love to be active. And here are a couple of pictures of you practicing your handstands. This next picture is the picture on the top is the only picture I have of 4 generations. My mother, your Grammy, and you in your mother's arms. And then the picture on the bottom left is of you with your great-grandmother, one of the last Christmases that she was still alive. One of the things that I absolutely loved about your coming to visit was when we would have a chance to be in Grammy's art room. We would make so many beautiful things over the years, and while we were doing it, we would have the best time talking and chatting and creating. And here's one of the projects finished on the bottom, which were frames that you made for your best friend and Lily made for her best friend. But the art room was special, and I miss those days when we were in there together having a great time. Here's more pictures of my precious Derry, just being free and loving every motion that she could possibly create. And oh, Derry, you were just amazing. How you were constantly active. And I guess it was hard for you to sit still. And I had more fun filming you in action. You can be sure of that. Here are some pictures from up in Maine. Jumping into the lake and riding this little scooter. But you couldn't ride the scooter just like everybody else. You had to make it an acrobatic event. And then I love the picture of you doing the splits down here on the left. One year at Christmas time, Grammy decided that year's Christmas card would be us all dressed up in those crazy hats. That was a lot of fun. And we had a lot of laughs as we were trying to get the perfect shot. Oh, this is a sweet picture. This is you and your Grandma Liz. Elizabeth is my very best friend. She has been since your mother was your age, a little baby. We met in New Orleans, and over the years, Grandma Liz has made you more precious little dresses that I can count. She is a master seamstress. Her dresses were all the most beautifully made you can possibly imagine, and her smocking was heirloom quality. And of course, you and Lily look precious in all those little dresses that she made for you. Thank you, Grandma Liz. I still have those dresses, and someday, if you have a little girl, Derry, or Lily, you will be handed down those heirlooms. Now here's a picture of your mom and me and you all dressed up in matching lilies. Over the years, your mom and I used to model Lily Pulitzer clothes, and here we are with matching outfits. And on the right is you on your first day of preschool. Oh, so precious. Now here's a collage of pictures of you on your 2nd birthday. The picture on the left is of a clown making up your face, and you were just having the best time with all your friends. And then while we were there with you in Lighthouse Point, you're taking your dog Peggy for a walk. Actually, the truth be known, she was taking you for a walk. Oh, one of the things I got the biggest kick out of when you would come to visit Grammy and Grandpa, was sitting at my dressing table and putting on makeup. That was so much fun to watch. And you always got it all over your face. And sometimes you even did it with Grammy's hat on. We always loved wearing hats. And below is a picture of you deciding that your sister needed some makeup that day. But that was always fun. And every time you came to my house, you would sit at my dressing table and put makeup on your face. Another special thing in your young life was when Grandpa and I could visit you and Lily for Grandparents' Day. Oh, those were such fun days. One of the years you asked me to give you a picture when you were a baby. And so here you are in the midst of other pictures of your classmates, and everyone was supposed to guess which picture belonged to which grown-up child. And of course, that picture of you is just precious beyond belief. There were just so many like that. And here is Grammy and you sitting together in your classroom, and you can see the smile on my face. I was so happy to be there with you. This is one of my favorite pictures of you, Derry, with the flowers in your hair. The lighting in that picture is exquisite. And if you weren't the most precious little girl on planet Earth, I don't know who was. This is a fun picture with Uncle Brett. This was a game you and Lily were playing with your father, who was on the other side of the room, and you would tell Brett a question, and he would supposedly relay the answer to that question by mental telepathy to your father. Of course, as you girls made a beeline towards your father, Brett would mouth the answer, and you could not believe that your father could guess the answer to the question. But we all laughed our heads off as you were trying to figure it out. Oh, what fun that was. Now, this is fun. On your 8th birthday, I put together a collage of pictures of your Grammy, your mother, and me, all at 8 years old. And here are the pictures. Oh, that was fun to do. Do you see any resemblance between us? A lot of people do. But anyway, here we all are at 8 years old. One of the things I absolutely loved about your visits was when we would bake in Grammy's kitchen. Mostly we made chocolate chip cookies, but here we're making a cake. And those times together were so special to me, and I look back on them with such joy and such happiness, because it was just such a wonderful time having you two there and baking something special. And one year when Grammy decided it was time for her to take art lessons, I did this sketch of Derry. I wasn't that pleased with it, but Derry, you told me how much you loved it, and that meant so much to me. Now here's somebody very, very, very extra special in your life, and that is your Uncle Andrew. Oh my goodness, how you love your Uncle Andrew. And the feeling is reciprocated between the two of you. I love watching you together. You and Lily and Andrew have the best time, and it's just wonderful to watch the love between the three of you. Over the years, I have had more fun taking pictures. This one needs to be moved over a little. Taking pictures of you with the most adorable expressions on your face. And here are just a few examples. You are the cutest, dearie, the very cutest. Now, when you graduated from high school, your mom gave you and me a present with a trip to New York. This was taken actually a couple of years before you graduated, but we had a great time on that trip. We went to see The Wiz. We went to the Statue of Liberty. We went downtown. We rode the subway. We walked up Madison Avenue. We shopped and had absolutely a fabulous family trip. One of the highlights was going into Bergdorf Goodman, and I am telling you, you look like a model in this beautiful Ralph Lauren evening dress. We were looking for prom dresses for you, and we thought this blue one was absolutely gorgeous on you. What do you think? I know you loved modeling it around Bergdorf Goodman, and we loved seeing you in this exquisite designer gown. Now, over the years, one of the things that you have excelled at is being an athlete. And what a great athlete, what a great athlete you are. During your high school years, you won 3 state championships. That's pretty special. I don't know many other kids except the ones on some of your teams that could say that. But I'm just so happy for you, and Grandpa and I were there to watch each and every one of those great, great wins. Here's a picture of Grandpa and you after one of your volleyball tournaments. And on the left is a picture of you sitting on the floor of the Orlando, Orange County Convention Center making blankets. And I remember sitting on the floor with you and helping create these blankets. It gets cold in the gym, so they come in very, very handy. I cannot tell you how excited your mother and I were when we attended the high performance volleyball tournament in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Every single match we were sitting there on pins and needles to see whether or not you would advance to the next round. And my goodness gracious, Derry Grace, you and your teammates who had never played together before won gold. I mean, your mother and I almost jumped to the high and hit our heads on the ceiling. We were so excited. But here is a picture of your incredible joy at the moment that last winning shot over the net went in and you won. So this was just such a fabulous experience for your mother and me. We just were so thrilled to be there. And here's a picture of you and your Grammy when you graduated from high school. Oh, what a beautiful girl you turned into, Derry. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And every time I'm with you, it makes me happy. Then, as a graduation present, we went off to Ireland. That was a special trip. And here we are in front of the Muckross Ross house in Ireland, jumping for joy. Then my sweet, dear, wonderful, accomplished, brilliant granddaughter was off to Boston College. I made a needlepoint piece just to commemorate that huge milestone. The fact that BC was your first choice, the fact that you were able to get into your first choice was an incredible accomplishment. We were all so proud of you. And then I got to go to Boston College with you one summer, and that was a real treat, seeing the campus, because then I could envision your surroundings while you were attending college. So that, Derry, is the end of my happy 21st birthday present to you. A bigger present is in the mail and awaits you at your Uncle Andrew's house tomorrow. But today, August 4th, 2021 is your 21st birthday, and Grandpa and Grammy are celebrating it from afar, and we love you so much, and you have made such a great difference in our life. How happy we are that you are our one and only cutest girl in the whole wide world, and oldest grandchild. Happy birthday, sweetheart.